Listen, I'm easy to find. And listen, they can kiss my ass if they don't like it.
What the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing? Skip. Good Lord, thank the good Lord I am on FCC Airways. Thank the good Lord. It's hard to take, man.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's episode 8. As you have seen the title of this video, I made it clear that I want to keep it. I wanted to talk about this last night, but out of respect, I wanted to a couple things. I wanted to make sure that what I read was accurate, and I also wanted to sleep on it because I didn't want to come on and say the wrong things. I mean, when I say the wrong things, I'm talking about coming off of emotion. Say things that may not be appropriate. I want to make sure that what I say is clear and precise. I want to make sure that where I'm coming from, you guys understand where I'm coming from. As you see the title, I'm talking about Adam Jones, former Baltimore Oriole, was recently on a radio show, and it's the 30th year. 30th this year marks 30 years Camden Yards was built. It was built in 1992. And Adam was on a radio show, and Adam Jones, former center fielder for the Baltimore Orioles, let me say it like that, said he hadn't got an invite. And it's weird to me that he said no one reached out, and then some people within the Oriole organization said that they're still working to invite him and some other guys. If you don't know who Adam Jones is, Adam Jones, he was drafted by the Seattle Mariners. We traded for him in 2008. I believe he was drafted in the 2003 draft. Adam Jones, to me, for the 10 years that he was here, he not only helped change the culture, but he was a locker room leader, and he carried himself with dignity, respect. He let his playing do the talking, even though, he's a 5-time All-Star, 4-time Gold Glover, and a Silver Slugger, all during his time with the Orioles. Adam Jones has a lot to do with our success. Even those years that when he was here, those first few years, we can make a strong argument Adam Jones was at one point the cornerstone of our franchise. Other than, you had Nick Markakis and Matt Wieters and Manny Machado and Jonathan Scope. But we traded him for, I believe it was for Eric Bedard. And we got him, Adam Jones, George Sherrill, Chris Tillman, and Cam Mikolo. I think he played for the Diamondbacks. And we got someone else I can't think of. I want to say it's like Tony or Troy Butler, something like that. That year, it was interesting. We traded Miguel Tejada to Houston. We had got Luke Scott, Matt Albers. I want to say we had Troy Patton and a couple other guys that never got really above the major league level. So in the radio interview, he talked about that he didn't get the interview. There's some other players, according to what I read, they also have not gotten invites. Talked about Robert Andino. You remember Robert Andino, game 162 against the Boston Red Sox, hit the game-winning single. That was the 2011 season. According to Adam on the radio interview, that he said that he spoke with Robert Andino, and he told him that Robert was told by the Orioles to appear at one of the events to celebrate the anniversary of the Orioles. And I'm very, very very disgusted, because for 4 years now there has been a clear disconnect. There's been this elephant in the room of why a guy who played a part in helping the Orioles be relevant not even get an invite. Now, a couple of things I wanted to take into consideration. Now, in 2018, he exercised his 10 and 5 rule. I believe for baseball, or something like that. The 10 and 5 rule is basically a player that has played 10 years in Major League and spent 5 years consecutively on the team, he can veto a trade. The Baltimore Orioles were going to trade Adam Jones that year, ladies and gentlemen, to the Philadelphia Phillies. Now, I just wanted to just bring up something because I thought this was important. Now, that year, 2018, I believe Joe Girardi had just taken over as manager. I believe they finished the year 80 and 82. I mean, looking at their outfield, they already kind of had a stacked team. You had, I think Jose Bautista was with them for a little bit. Hopkins, Quinn. This was before they got not Buster Posey, Bryce Harper. I do believe that this was just about really where they got the super team. They got Realmuto and all of them. So he declined. He declined the trade. That year, Adam Jones, after the 2018 season, went to free agency. He was with the Arizona Diamondbacks for 1 year, and then he was in Japan last year and then 2020. And this is what was, I remember, I went back and I quoted it and said, "You are a part of this club no matter where you are and what you're doing," type of message. And I want to make sure I'm saying this. Again, I'm trying to be careful of the words that I'm using, because this smells like we've got some egos up in upper management. I'm talking about the Angelos family, because how can you trade? And let's keep it real, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm on the record for saying this. I blame Dan Duquette and Brady Anderson for those last couple years to set the Orioles up to fail, when you should have traded those guys a year before and not a year later. I'm talking about trading Manny Machado, Zach Britton, Jonathan Scope. And you've got prospects. Some have panned out, others have not. Had a lot of egos before Mike Elias came in here, Brandon Hyde and those guys. We got some egos in Baltimore. The fact that to even think about trading Adam Jones, that tells me one thing. Thank you for your service. We no longer need you. Or you feel like, well, we're not winning. Let's do him a favor. It just seems like to me, I don't care what the situation is. Because it's not just Adam Jones. To me, there's a disconnect. Now, I don't. I've heard it. Some Oriole fans have gone after the Angelos family. Some have gone to Mike Elias. But there needs to be some accountability in here. Maybe, and let me take back going after the Angelos family like that. But there's an issue here that needs to be addressed. Because this shouldn't even be a story. This shouldn't even have been a story. Like the fact that we cut ties with a guy who for 10 years was the face of this franchise, and then to me, I believe something where he talked about Buck Showalter and I don't remember what it was. It just was weird. But that's disrespectful to Adam Jones and the work that he's put in. Adam Jones will always be one of my favorite baseball players. But this is not just with him. This is with the other Oriole legends that I never really get to see. I didn't get to see a Frank Robinson. May he rest in peace. Brooks Robinson. Jim Palmer is the only guy because he calls the games. Eddie Murray, Cal Ripken, Elrod Hendricks, Luis Aparicio. He played for us for 3 or 4 years. Dennis Martinez. I don't see these guys. These guys that played that did so much for this franchise. You don't see them back. Now I know someone's going to sit there and say, "Well, you got guys that are in the Ring of Honor, but they're not active with the team." What does that say? Now I don't know if somebody within the organization, I don't know if it's Brady Anderson, I don't know who it is, but I think to hold animosity towards Adam Jones because he didn't want to be traded, it's disgusting, and it's time to grow the hell up. Because again, this to me should not even be a story. We're taking away from the 30 years, the 30th anniversary of Kennedy Yards being built. And obviously we've got some ego. We have an ego or some egos in Baltimore that are still holding some 4 years later about a guy who didn't get traded. This is one of the best players. He's ranked top 10 in franchise history in games, hits, etc. It makes absolutely no sense that this is the kind of treatment that we're giving our former baseball players. And anybody and those in the Baltimore Orioles organization should be ashamed of themselves. That's egregious. You invited Robert Andino, no disrespect to Robert Andino, but a guy for 10 years, blood, sweat, and tears he gave to this team, that's how you treat him? That's sad. That's really, really sad. I really do hope that this is not a mistake. We didn't oversee it. We didn't overlook. But somebody needs to take accountability, get that man out there, invite him to celebrate the anniversary with his team, because without Adam Jones, I don't think the Baltimore Orioles would be what it was when he was here. And it was really, really good to hear him. And it was long. And I mean, for 4 years, I mean, that's not even really hearing from him. It was just weird. Like he said, like, I haven't talked to him in 4 years. They haven't reached out to me. We haven't spoken in 4 years. What? How? Because if that's the case, like I said, let it go. Let it go. Whoever is in this organization, let it go. The team is in a different direction now. Adam Jones, we got 10. He gave us 10 wonderful seasons. Let it go. If anything, it's not Adam Jones, but those last 2 years, and you know what? I'm gonna go there, because if anything, I'm more upset with the fact that you're not going to even invite Manny Machado, who you picked behind Bryce Harper, who also too was, if you take away that, if you add away, if you just get injured, Jonathan Scope. They've all played. They all have played a wonderful part within the success of the Orioles those few years. But I'm gonna go there. We went 47-115. That's how I knew the team. That's how I knew we were over. I blame Dan Duquette and I blame Brady Anderson for this. Buck Showalter was up to fail. We could have traded Manny Machado and then after the 2017 season, because we won 75 games. Shameful. It's shameful. It's a 30th anniversary to celebrate for the franchise, and he needs to be there. I'm gonna say it one more time so everyone can hear me. This shouldn't even have been a story. This shouldn't have been an issue in the first place. Let it go. Whoever you are in the Baltimore Orioles organization, let it go. It's okay.
So when are we going to say something about it? You know what? I'm going to walk away. I'll be right back, because I'm scared I'm going to say something that might get me in trouble, because I'm pissed. I'm pissed. What the hell was that?
I don't know what to feel. I'm as an Oriole fan, I am legitimately hurt. I'm disappointed in my team, that this is how we treat guys that played their ass off through the good times and the bad times. This is the appreciation they get. I'm curious to see if he's going to be there. I'm curious. But whoever you are in that team, in the organization, let it go. Because look, there's Adam Jones, it's truth, Baltimore Orioles, and the truth down the middle.
I think we need to move Lonzo.
That ain't no problem.
Huh?
That ain't no problem.
Well,
So, I feel for Adam Jones. I do. He don't deserve that. He doesn't deserve that. He doesn't.
It's ridiculous. It's obvious what's being done out here. It's on a nightly basis. I hope the world can see now what's really going on out here, because it's getting ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. Yes, man. This is ridiculous, man. Ridiculous.
Listen, I'm easy to find. And listen, they can kiss my ass if they don't like it.